This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show. This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show.
YouTube, what is up? I'm your homeboy Josh, back at you with a review of the Nugget. It was sent on over free for the purpose of this review by the manufacturer Artery. I also got to give a big shout out to Timmerz. Timmerz, thank you again, buddy. Timmerz told him to send it my way. Timmerz, you're awesome. Yes, a teeny, tiny little device like this disappears in the hand. I mean, look at this thing next to a 30 milliliter bottle of juice. Look at that. The 30 milliliter bottle of juice is bigger. Tank and all, it's like the same size. I mean, that's just crazy. Crazy. Tiny. Yeah. For a little guy, I gotta say it performs pretty well. Pretty well. Come on in here, let's take a look at it. YouTube, today we're taking a look at the Gold Rush kit from Artery. It's made up of the 49er tank and the Nugget box mod. It's got a magnetic flap on the sides, opens up just like this. And the first thing you see when you open it up is a diagram of the breakdown of how all this works. Got all the parts and pieces labeled for you. Drip tip, top cap, glass tube, yada yada yada. Power button, up button, minus button, display screen. And it comes with manuals for both to show you the ins and outs of both the mod and the 49er tank. Inside you've got your Nugget, your little box mod here, and you've got some extras. You also get a micro USB cable for charging your mod, and you get some extra O-rings and whatnot for your tank, the 49er. Inside, everything's packaged up very neatly, I might say. Packaged up just like this, everything wrapped in its own plastic sheath. It's almost like a single serving mod, because it's also like a single serving size mod. It's very tiny. And I love how everything is packaged up in its own little compartment and its own little plastic covering. I mean, it's all very pristine here, the packaging, I have to say. Just like the mod, which is kind of adorable too. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm taller than this mod. This thing is teeny. It is really teeny. Talking about it, looking at it, doesn't do it justice. You kind of have to feel it to know just how teeny this device is. Apart from its size though, it's a pretty standard looking box mod. I mean, you've got your fire button, your wattage up, wattage down button, your adjustment buttons, your display screen. It's box shaped. You know, I mean, it's a box mod. It's just on a smaller scale. And I love the name, the Nugget. It's adorable. I mean, yeah, I love the whole theme of it. You know, the Gold Rush kit, the 49er tank, the Nugget mod. It's a really cute theme. I get it. I like it. But I love that this mod is called the Nugget. You could have called it, going with any other theme. As long as you called this mod the Nugget, I'd be all about it. I love the name and just the looks of it. It's adorable. And I love that name. The Nugget, the Nugent, the Nuge. It's so damn cute. If it was a person, I would run up to it and pinch its cheeks. I really would. It's adorable. Even the cable is the tiniest micro USB cable I've ever seen come with a device ever. I think it's maybe a foot. That's about it. It's very small, which is kind of a subjective con if that's the only cable you have. I'd like a larger cable, especially considering the pass-through function. But it's cute that it's a tiny cable. The mod is 5 clicks to turn on, 5 clicks to turn off. Flashes up with the Artery logo. The menu system, considering this device, I mean, this device actually has a pretty cool feature set too. Lots of adjustments in the menu, and it's a temperature controlled device. It is actually the world's smallest temperature controlled box mod at the moment. Inside the menu, you've got options for work mode setting. This is where you can adjust for temp mode in nickel, titanium, and power being wattage, and voltage as well. You can just do straight voltage here too. You can use the menu to adjust the wattage at which you'll be firing in temp mode, all the way on down from 5 watts on up to 50 watts in 5 watt increments. And you can adjust the auto off. If you set this device down it will actually put itself to sleep and turn itself off, where you have to click it 5 times to turn it on after a set amount of time. Now, you can have that set from anywhere from 10 minutes on up to 90 minutes and actually turn it off completely using the settings menu here. Yeah, there's even a software update section. So it looks like this chip is going to be upgradable over time, which is a lot to invest in such a tiny little device. I love that, that it'll have that ability, that it'll push available software updates to it over time and improve the functionality of the device overall. Artery decided to package up the Nugget along with the 49er sub tank. Over here we got a breakdown of the tank. We've got our coil, our base section, our top section, which basically closes off the fill port. We've got our drip tip, and we've got our mid section, our tank section, which also breaks down completely for easy cleaning. You can take out the glass completely. You can break down the chimney for easy cleaning as well, and the glass is replaceable. So kudos for making a tank that can so easily break down like this. I want to say it's something like a 3 milliliter tank, so it's got a decent capacity. I wouldn't want it to be much larger considering the mod that comes with it. In the package you get a 0.5 ohm Kanthal coil and a 0.2 ohm NI200 coil for your temp control. The NI200 is just for temp control, not to be used in wattage mode. Considering that the Nugget is only rated to go on up to 50 watts, the wicking on the coils is actually pretty ample, pretty large wicking holes, plenty of airflow considering what it is. This isn't the coil that's made to go up to 200 watts really. This is a coil that's made to go up to 50 watts and that's it. But it handles those 50 watts like a champ. Screw the coil down on into the base section like so. The base section also houses your airflow control, which adjusts from wide open to close, 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 very, very tight draw. You can get this down to a mouth to lung hit if you wanted to, I have to say. You will want to prime this coil before first use, just like any other sub tank. Drip a few drops down into that coil and get her nice and juicy. From there, we'll go ahead and place our tank, our midsection of the 49er tank into place. And you'll notice when you tighten this on down, your juice flow control actually closes on up. So it closes up those ports on the coil where the juice comes in contact with them. This is for filling. You want to make sure that these are closed off when you're filling this tank so it doesn't leak all over the place. I was pleasantly surprised with the fill ports on the 49er tank. The fill ports are among the largest I've ever seen. Dripping into this, you can pretty much do it blindfolded and not make a mess. They are wide open fill ports, making it super easy to fill this tank on the go without making a mess. No need for paper towels here at all. From there, we'll go ahead and we'll close off our fill port with this top section, pop our drip tip into place, and I'll see you guys up top side. We'll vape on it a bit, we'll talk about it. Anyway guys, so that is the Nugget from Artery, the world's tiniest temp control box mod. Single 18350 battery. In terms of battery life, I wish it was a changeable 18350, honestly. If it was changeable, I could basically walk around with 6, 18350 batteries and go all day. But as it stands, you can only charge it from the USB, and the 18350 in here is not removable. But how long does it last in terms of battery life? I mean, that's going to be the big question here. How long does it last in terms of battery life? Well, I'd say vaping at about 40 watts, it lasts about 5 to 6 hours, something like that, thereabouts. And it vapes great throughout, from the start of the battery to the end of the battery. It does great. It's very consistent. It's pretty accurate from my perspective. The tank that it comes with is actually really, really good. It's a really, really good tank. Great flavor on it, and plenty of wicking. I mean, the wicking on this tank is excellent. It's got these 4 ginormous juice flow ports. It does a very, very good job all the way on up to 50 watts, which is the max on this, 50 watts. Haven't experienced a single dry hit. The mod is consistent. There are some instances where the mod will turn off on me randomly. I will be chain vaping, you know, hit, vape, hit, and then just turns off. No reason. So, one weird quirk about it. Hopefully they can fix that in the software update. This thing is upgradable, which I think is pretty cool, especially considering its size. It's a lot to invest in a starter kit. It's a lot to invest in such a tiny little mod. But I mean, I just can't get over how tiny this is. I mean, it is a discreet, tiny, tiny, tiny device. That doesn't sacrifice a feature set at all. I mean, it does temp control. It does temp control very, very well. And it's fucking adorable. It's called the Nugget. The Nugget. It's so damn cute. So here we are on the Artery website, taking a look at the Nugget. Looks like it comes in a few different colors, which is kind of cool. You can get it in like this sort of copper, gold, or stainless kind of finish. Nice. I really like the look of the copper one personally. I think that looks badass. Nice little layout, little cell sheet here. I'm digging it. 5 to 50 watts, 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Will fire down to 0.1 ohms. That's pretty cray. 1000 mAh, 18350 battery, non-removable. And it talks a bit about the 49er tank, which is actually a really good tank for what it is, man. I mean, the tank is really, really good. It's good flavor. It's good vapor. Yeah, and in terms of the battery life, opposed to the tank, it'll pretty much last the length of the battery with this tank. That's what I get out of it. It shows a bit about the labels and the work modes, how it, you know, shows at the top left of the screen all the different, you know, modes that you have when you're in those modes. Temper control for titanium, temperature control for nickel, power mode, voltage mode. I actually played with voltage mode a little bit. It was kind of fun to just mess around with voltage again. It's been a while. And then it talks about how the charging port is on the side, which I dig as well. That is a nice feature. Way better than having a charging port on the bottom, if you ask me. So for a little mini mod, I gotta say, I really dig the feature set. It's a pretty sweet little device for what it is. For what it is, it's pretty damn good. It does all those temp modes and everything. It's basically a full-featured mini mod for on-the-go usage. Yeah, these mini mods, I like the concept of them. Someone needs to make one with a removable battery though, okay? That's the goal. Anyway guys, till next time, I'm your homeboy Josh. Vape on, vapors.